Hello everyone, I'm so happy to see you finally on my channel. It's been around 2 years since my last long video, and honestly it's been the hardest 2 years of my life, but about this experience I will tell you in some other video. And today I just want to make something cheerful with you and to get used to my shooting routine again. By the way, I welcome new guests to this channel. My name is Victoria and this is my creating sewing space. Before we start, I want to show you my latest project. I made myself lingerie set from leftover lace. You may have seen it in my shorts. I made a lingerie set for my friend. And I'm honestly so proud of myself that I could fit in 1 meter of lace and even match the pattern in a very beautiful way. And it fits perfectly. I'm so happy. I need something else colorful and comfortable in my wardrobe, and I have the perfect lace for this. And just look at this. This is a white elastic lace with rather rich structure. I have as much as 3 meters of this lace and I can easily sew few items with it. I bought this lace a while ago and I instantly knew that I want to make a bodysuit with it. The thing is that I never have done bodysuits before. How to collect this, how to sew it, it's not a problem for me, but I do not have a pattern and I do not have wish now to build it or to make a research. I want kind of shortcut, so I will improvise and try to connect bottom to the bra and to make it fit. So I have something like this in my mind. I plan to make the cups of the bodysuit with 1 vertical dart. There will be a horizontal seam around the waist, and the lower part, it will be the panties of the Brazilian type. I will let the edge of the lace run down the buttocks, and I will make a gusset with fasteners. I doubted for a very long time how to make at the back. I drew a few different options and decided to make them look like this. I will use a beautiful edge of the lace to make wings. We will look, I might change something in the process. I will make a gusset with a fastener. I do not have special fasteners for bodysuit, but it is perfectly acceptable to use bra closure for this purpose. I do not want elastics to peek out too much from under the lace, so I refuse to use very bright and very pale elastics. Most of all, I liked the way this elastic looks on the body. So this is for the bra part. This is for the panties. I will use probably this closure for the gusset and for the bra closure. And about channeling, I'm still deciding. I will look in the end. So now I'm planning to make the last adjustments to my pattern. I have high waist Braziliana panties. Yeah, and I need just to fit closure at some point. I have my cup pattern and I almost finished. Yeah, you guys can't see that. And this is the belt part of the bodysuit. So I will make my last adjustments and I will start to cut out some pieces. About cups, I thought about to use some mesh for extra support. I bought this mesh and it's just it's just horrible mesh. It's too thin, it's too wiggly, but it's perfect on the body. It's not noticeable and maybe it will give another 10% of extra support. I will take it. So yeah, I need to adjust the pattern, to cut out the pieces and to put the threads in my overlock and sewing machine. By the way, I have a new overlock. It's amazing. I love it so much. I bought a used one and till now I'm very satisfied. I will use different colored threads from one brand. It actually doesn't matter with this lace and it's quite fun. We have elastic lace, 2 closures, elastic for a bra part, some small pico elastic for the panties, some thin elastic to stabilize the edge of the cups, shoulder strap elastic, 2 rings, 2 sliders. I'm still deciding for their metal finish. What do you think? Matching threads, mesh elastic for the stabilizing, And I also will need some stabilizing mesh to stabilize the breach between the breasts. So yeah, let's go. So I prepared all of my patterns and now I will cut everything out of the fabric. I will try to avoid green parts because I do not like this color so much. For everything else, everything is quite simple. Morning! Last night I cut out all the details and now I will show you what do we have. Here are all the details, front part, back part. I also cut out a small piece of stabilizing mesh for the breech. It is double and has a fold along the bottom edge. I'm not going to sew it with an elastic band under the bust, that's why I made the fold. I also cut out the second layer of the cup. And for the front of the panties, I didn't have enough fabric width, so I cut a small piece that I will sew with a regular zigzag. I didn't cut anything on the top of this piece. As you know, panties have an ergonomical band here in the front, but I want at first to collect the upper part and the lower part and to look at my body, how much it requires to take away. Probably I also will look how much I will need to take away here, might be, or from the sides. Middle cut will be the last thing I will do. I start my work with the cups. I will hand stitch on the mesh lining and I will close the top cut with a thin elastic band so the cut does not stretch over time. And after that I go to my overlocker and I sew the dart. I will instantly overlock my back seam and I will make the side seam. Here you can see how the elastic looks like. It is very thin and very nice to the body, very comfortable to the body. I will attach this with a 3-step zigzag stitch and with the slightest stretch. So it's done, and now I instantly will attach with a regular zigzag this small detail on the bottom. So here we are, almost not noticeable. Now directly to serger. Since my serger is now on the table, I will make a side bustier seam right away. I'm not going to assemble at the bottom of the bodysuit right now because I'm sure that I will need to make some changes and I will do it a little bit later. After I will make my side seam, I will hide this thread ends into the seam allowance and then I will go to the ironing board and iron my seam allowances. Hi, I have fallen out of the working flow again. It's been more than a week since the last shoot, and it's very difficult for me to collect my thoughts and to establish the routine. I wish I have started to make some simple video instead. Some simple panties or a triangle bra. I would have finished this video by now. Oh well. Step by step, let's make it done. I sew my seam allowance to one side, and now it is time to sew my bridge to the main detail. Right side to the right side, straight stitch on the top, then I unfold the detail and direct my seam allowance to the side of the bridge and make another straight stitch 1-2 millimeters from the side to fix my seam allowance to the side of this stabilizing mesh. here. And like this, when I fold both details, the inner part does not peek to the front. I will hand stitch the bridge to the main detail, and then I will start to attach my cups. My cups are attached, and the next thing I was planning to make is to attach this elastic, this thin elastic that I used for the cups, to this edge to stabilize it so that it does not stretch over the time. The same 3-step zigzag stitch close to the edge without any stretch. Afterwards, I was planning to add another elastic. Here is the picot elastic that we usually use for the edges of our bra. I was planning to add this picot elastic here in this zone, so it creates an extra support for this for the boning. I'm planning to attach this elastic with a stretch. I think I just will measure this distance and will minus 10%. I will attach this with a 3-step zigzag stitch, and I will stop here close to the seam allowance. I pulled the thread ends to the wrong side and made a small knot. Now I will just trim the rest, and also will trim the rest of the elastic. So here we have. Finally, it is time to sew on the bone casing. For me, when this step is completed, it feels like the work is almost done. I won't go into details of how to measure and how to sew on the bone casing, because this topic requires its own full tutorial. I just will say that I measured my bone casing. I did this already on a stage of pattern making. It is the length of the bone, then some space for looseness, and the width of an elastic that I will sew over. The first stitch should fall into the line of the cup, then we unfold the seam allowance with the bone casing and make another stitch from another side. It is good to use a hand stitch to fix everything neatly. I'm going to use pins. I will try to make it without hand stitching, but if it doesn't work out neatly, I will do it. You know, the second time is not as accurate as I would like, but better done than perfect. What do you say? Zack, done. Okay, so now I need to attach my 1 centimeter bra elastic to the upper edge. I measure the edge with a measuring tape, and then I subtract something in between 10 and 15%. I usually make 10 or 13%. I pin my elastic right side to the right side and attach this with a zigzag stitch. Afterwards, I trim all the excess if something peeks out, flip it over, and make another zigzag stitch to close the elastic. As usual, very basic procedure for elastic. I always leave few centimeters in the beginning and the end because it's much more comfortable to work like this. Now I will trim everything that looks out from under the elastic. And before I will stitch the second time, I want to prepare my shoulder straps. The reason is that I want to attach my shoulder straps to this elastic and then hide the ends inside of the seam. So I already measured my shoulder straps. It's 47 centimeters together with seam allowances. And now I need to attach a slider. By the way, I decided for the color. And I remembered that I have white rings and sliders. I believe it will match the best. I need to attach my slider like this with a small zigzag stitch, and afterwards I pull through my ring and make a loop with another end. If you want to learn more about this, I have few good tutorials about bra making, and there I talk about this detailedly. Now I will attach my shoulder strap to the elastic band. It goes with the wrong side of the shoulder strap to the right side of the elastic. Like this. I make a straight stitch. I leave something like 1 centimeter, 1.5 centimeters, and afterwards I hide the ends inside the construction and make another zigzag stitch to close my elastic. For this technique you definitely need shoulder strap and picot elastic the same width. My shoulder strap is a little bit wider, but yeah, the next time it will be perfect. So I will prepare now the second strap. Oh guys, have you ever been too focused on something? I just tried actively to make myself a cup of tea for 20 minutes. I had to boil water twice. I just decided to make a break to pour myself a cup of tea. I was so focused on shooting, what I will say, what I will show next, and then I had another idea about new lingerie set that I was inspired with my new sneakers, and then I was overwhelmed with two things. So for 20 minutes straight I was wandering from a room to a room, constantly reminding myself that I'm making tea while gesturing with my hands and constructing something in my head. I felt drunk at the moment. I was all the time forgetting what I was doing. I need to make breaks more often. Success. So I just closed my boning inside the bone casing. I made a small zigzag stitch here so that it does not rip the main zigzag, and also here in the center. Now I will trim and the bones are ready. Afterwards I will attach my iron hook. Hooks from the right side, eyes from the left side. Okay, so I removed all the temporary hand stitches from the bra cups, and I also hand stitched these loops so that I can try my bodies, and then in the very end I will fix them permanently. And now finally I can start with my bottom part. Well, this will be fast. I will start with the front panel. I need to attach my lingerie elastic. I have like 7mm lingerie elastic with this beautiful edge. I need to attach this to the leg cut. I will sew this with a slight tension. I even will not measure that. It's not so important for me here. As usual, the softer side of the elastic facing us, on the right side of the detail, and with beautiful edge to the middle. Zigzag stitch, then I flip it over and another zigzag stitch. After that I will hand stitch my Braziliana panties, the middle seam, the side seams, and I will hand stitch eyes and hooks in the middle. I want to try it on and to check if I need to subtract something, how it will behave on the waist, and to try this with the top. Yes, right, let's go. Ooh, just perfect. It is very nice to work with this elastic, very comfortable. Okay, it's time to try everything on. Good morning, everyone. I tried on the bodysuit last night and I was so excited and so inspired that I hardly slept this night. I have such a headache. I kept seeing the sewing process in front of my eyes. I've already decided that after this project is finished, I'm going to make a similar bodysuit with other lace, but I will make a different bag. Look at this. I want to use this thick black lace. It will be perfect for a bodysuit. So yeah, I'm very motivated. About the fit, I really liked the way it fit. I hardly need to make any changes. The front part of the panties still requires this ergonomical curve to make everything lie smoothly on the tummy. So basically I'm just following my first pattern. The only thing I need to change is the length of the back seam. Here near the closure I will take away 2 centimeters, then it will fit better. Well, I was expecting something like that. So yeah, in general I'm very satisfied, very excited. I can continue with my work. I will now overlock the back seam and the side seams. And afterwards I will sew my closure between my legs. My legs. And after that I will sew the closure between the legs. Oh. Let's go. It's so sunny outside. Look at that. I need to close this almost till the end so that you guys can see me. So, my bodysuit is almost ready. I attached the closure. Pay attention that this detail, this closure with hooks, it's much more comfortable to have it on the front detail. I also made a fixing stitch here on the end of my elastic, so it stays in the place. What else? I attached my shoulder straps with a small zigzag, and now it's the last step. I already assembled with a hand stitch top and bottom, and I need to make the last 2 seams. I need to attach my pico elastic to the waistline. How I will make it? I will start very close to the side seam, sew it around with a zigzag, and then I will make a small overlap, like 1–1.5 centimeters. After that I make the second zigzag stitch. I will stitch my elastic with a slight stretch. It's finished. Let's try it on. Hi, here's Editing Victoria. There are a few things that I wanted to add. First of all, do you remember that black lace I showed you in the middle of the video? I made a bodysuit out of it. It is amazing. I will show you in 1 minute. I wanted to say that bodysuits are actually such a comfortable wardrobe item. I'm just amazed. I'm wearing them all the time, and I know that I could not purchase something like this good fitted for me from the store. So, girls, learn how to sew. It is an amazing skill. The second thing I wanted to tell you is that I opened Buy Me a Coffee account. It allows to add there some digital products like patterns. So in a very near future I would like to add there a few patterns so that you guys can sew together with me. I mean, those of you who does not want to construct and want to save some time. Sure, if you want to support my coffee addiction or to support my channel in general, I will be very, very thankful. It means a lot to me. And now I will show you the bodysuit. So that's all for today. I see you very, very soon. Bye bye.